The platoon sergeant poses a simple question to the men of 3rd Platoon: what do you consider success on a mission? There is an uneasy silence in the dark chow tent. In a few months, the U.S. Army will bulldoze its portion of the base, part of America's slow withdrawal of combat forces from Afghanistan. All that will remain here in this isolated place is a small Afghan army camp and a mostly empty government building with a mortar hole in its roof, the sum total of 11 years of U.S. counterinsurgency efforts in this District 65. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Miles south of Kabul, SGD. Garrett M. Wall, the soldier on his second Afghan tour, takes a stab at answering the question. "Us not doing the thing," he says. "Not firing our weapon." A few of the soldiers rest their chins on the butts of their rifles. A diesel generator drones in the background as the platoon sergeant surveys his men. "Right answer," he replies. America's war in Afghanistan has consumed close to $500 billion and cost more than 2,000 American lives. By December 2014, the last American. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Combat troops are scheduled to leave the country. American-led combat operations are expected to finish by the middle of next year. But the war is already ending at little outposts throughout Afghanistan as the U.S. military thins its ranks and tears down bases. How does a war end? In Jagatu, these soldiers are learning one way. It ends with resignation, isolation, boredom, and the soldiers of 3rd Platoon striding out of the chow tent and into the bright light of a warm September day. Now that they had defined mission success, they had another question: what exactly? Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Was the mission anymore? Isolated soldiers. The U.S. troops at Jagatu are about as isolated as soldiers can be in Afghanistan. Surrounded by mountains and enemy-controlled terrain, the Americans receive almost all of their supplies by helicopter and weekly parachute drops. 6 months ago, before the current soldiers came, the troops' mission was clear: to rout the Taliban from the area. In May, a platoon of Americans in Jagatu fought a 4-hour battle with the Taliban for Antony Hill, a large outcropping of rock, scrub and dirt with a commanding view. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Of the valley to the south of the outpost. When 3rd Platoon, part of 2nd Battalion of the 173rd Airborne Brigade, arrived this summer, its members watched the shaky, helmet cam footage that their predecessors had taken as they cursed, sprinted and fought their way to the top of the hill without serious casualties. PFC. Dylan Guillory, 24, played and replayed the video on his laptop, anxiously waiting for his moment. Except for occasional patrols, Guillory has spent most of his deployment manning a guard post that overlooks a tattered Afghan flag and the crumbling. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Government building. In Jagatu, U.S. troops don't charge up hills after the enemy anymore. They don't search houses, and they rarely meet with Afghan village elders. Those jobs are supposed to be done by the Afghans. The Americans' main mission is supposed to be training the Afghan army soldiers with whom they share the base, but Guillory is one of only a handful of 3rd Platoon soldiers who interact with Afghans.